Hello Flosstube, how are you all? Welcome to Just So Sherry. I am Sherry, funnily enough, and I've just boiled the kettle. Literally the kettle has just boiled. I've made myself a cup of tea in my Halloween cute but psycho mug that I made myself last year for Halloween, which is very, very appropriate for me, maybe. I'm not sure about the cute, but yeah, I have been known to be a bit psycho at times. So yeah, I've just boiled the kettle. What do you want? Tea? Coffee? I do love a cup of tea, honestly. And oh, I know that's very British, but it's true. I do love a cup of tea. So, how is everybody? How are you all doing? I hope you're all well. I know there's a lot of pain and heartache in the world at the moment with things going on. Yeah, it's just all very sad. But it's certainly not something I'm going to address or get into in a Flosstube. It always kind of not amazes me, but I think, hobbies are such levelers. They level the playing field. So it doesn't matter who you are, where you've come from, what your politics, religion, lack of thereof is. We've got stitching in common, and that makes us friends. And my cats have decided to make an entrance. One of them has anyway, Jem. It's unusual to see my cats in the living, in the live, because they're frightened of people. So you're quite lucky if you get to see them on here, because nobody else does around here. Party cat house when they invite all our cat mates, but they don't like people very much. But that's another story. So where are we? Just So Sherry. Do you want to hear this week's Just So Sherry? It was last weekend, and I suspect it is something many of you, if not all of you, have done at some point or another. So this is a Just So insert your own name here moment. I'd gone to Aldi, which is the cheap shop. Hello, Jen. Here in the UK, where everybody shops now, because obviously we've got a cost of living crisis, and food is just ridiculously expensive. So I was in Aldi last weekend, and I had just fancied getting into proper autumn weather, isn't it? So we had Storm Babbitt last weekend. Was it last weekend or the week before? Which was pretty wild and wet, and it was real autumn weather. And I just had this fancy for a broth, a proper broth. I don't know if you have broth in countries other than the UK. Do you? I don't know. But I make a broth by boiling a gammon, and then we had the lentils and the veg and everything else, and I even like a dumpling dropped in. So yeah, for everyone going, what? Yeah, little stodgy dumplings boiled in my broth as well. It's great. Anyway, I'm getting off the point and getting too excited about food, obviously. So there was some gammon joints at the bottom of the fridge, so I bent down and I thought, what the hell? What's that? And I looked and I thought, and I can't even show you because I haven't got anything to hand. No, I haven't. I had not just a bit of thread hanging off my glasses, but with the needle attached as well. So, bearing in mind, Aldi was the third shop I'd been into. I'd been sporting a very chic, très chic bit of jewellery, which was, and I wouldn't care, do you know what my first thought was when I looked at it? I was like, that's hickory sticks off me Season of the Witch. And then I thought, oh no, what's a needle doing? So I instantly went to, oh yeah, that's this thread for that pattern. Before I then thought, yeah, take it off your glasses, Sherry, because people might think you're a bit weird. I mean, to be fair, I am a bit weird, but it was kind of telling everybody I was a bit weird. How to tell everybody you're a stitcher without telling everybody you're a stitcher? just walk around with needles hanging off you, which is quite funny. Funnily enough, I've just said to that to my daughter, she's headed off to, I took her to the airport yesterday, she's gone off to Tokyo on the latest leg of the world tour. And she's funny. She looks like, did anybody read Enid Blyton? I mean, I think everybody read Enid Blyton as a kid, but there was The Magic Faraway Tree, I think it was. And one of the stories had this man who he walked around with pots and pans hanging from him. And he was like jangled and jiggled and made noises wherever he went because he had all these pots and pans. And she looks like that because she's got a rucksack on her back with a cup and something else hanging off her. She's got a rucksack on her front with a water bottle and something else hanging off it. And I'm like, Courtney, you just look like you look like the little man off the off one of the Enid Blyton books when I was a kid. But I've just had a message to say she's landed in Tokyo. So yeah, and that's her. And that's her for 8 months while she's over in Southeast Asia. Living the dream, age 31. Am I jealous? Very. Am I living vicariously through her? Oh, hell yes. Yes, without a doubt. Am I proud of her? Can't put it into words, really am. It's a brave thing that she's doing. So, back into stitching. Here we go. I've got some finishes. I've got one fully finish. I've got a couple of new starts and I've got some whips, and of course I've got the obligatory gifts, which are quite not as generous as they are. Oh well, we'll talk about the gifts when I get there. Right, we'll go into gifts. Gifts. If you've not been here before, I don't have haul. I have gifts that are for me, from me, and I'm always very pleased with the gifts that I get off me. So if you never like the gifts you get off people, change who you're getting them off. Give them to yourself. So, first fully finish. And it's me big one. It is Enchanted Quaker by Luminous Fibre Arts. I'll put it in if I can see. So all I did literally was I did order a frame for it, but obviously the frame didn't fit. It's a funny old size, this, because it's quite thin but long. Bear in mind this is on 20 count. It is 7 by 12. So I did order a frame, thinking I might get away with it if I'd put like a back in to accommodate the width, but it wasn't going to work at all. So I'd already mounted onto mount board anyway, and all I did was order fabric from Etsy, and I got a black fabric. I wouldn't care. I mean, don't we always go through it all? I've been to the range and I bought a whole load of fat quarters, Halloween fat quarters, thinking that one of them will do, but of course none of them did. So I ended up going back to Etsy and ordering. In fact, I'll grab the fabric and show you. So I ordered this fabric. I can't remember who from. I can do the doodah thing now, I think. I've done it twice, so I think I can do it. So when I remember, I'll put it here, where I got them from. And just some plain black cotton fabric from Etsy. And I cut out 2 more pieces of mount board. Fabric them on. Yeah, put the fabric on. And you know me by now, or you should do. If you're new, I'm lazy. I want the easiest way and the shortest route to the destination of the most reward. That's what I go with. So I nearly always glue. I got some I needed some new fabric glue. All my glue is, I can't get my finger in the right place, along there. So I got some more fabric glue, and I literally, what I do is I put the fabric on, put the mount board on, and I always turn the corners first, get them in place, and then fold the rest over. So you can see I have literally, this is how the back is of both of the pieces, but obviously you can't see this one because I've got the black one. And then all I've done with this is I've just got it sitting on me mantelpiece in my living room with some Halloweeny lights and a little Halloweeny tree, because I've gone all Halloweeny this year, which has been really nice. So that's me fully finish of Enchanted Quaker, which I'm chuffed to bits with. This is one of those patterns that I really missed when I finished it. I don't know if you have them where, hey Jem, when you get a finish, you're almost like disappointed because you're no longer going to be stitching on it. So yeah, that was the one I missed. My other finishes, I did put this one on Instagram. I'm not very good with Instagram. I do try, and I try more now. I try to be a little bit more accountable now. I've got my Flosstube and try to put much more on, but I am. He's looking for things to steal. He comes in here and he steals things. That's what he's doing. He's looking. Oh no, he just wants to be on telly. That's all it is. Where was I? Can't remember. Oh yeah, Instagram. I did put this on Instagram. So it's Harvest Tiny Town by Heart in Hand. Cecilia. What's that saying? Can't read it. Anyway, by Cecilia. So I finished Halloween Tiny Town, and this is on 20 count Megan Coffee Craft fabric. I can't see. Yeah, that's it. So, and I've got the little charms on. So the little star and the little button. And I don't think there's anything I've missed. Oh, hang on. Nope. So I don't think there's anything I've missed on this one. If there is, please tell me. Oh, I haven't put his little eyes in yet. And I'll tell you for why. Because I put the French knots in, because that's what they're meant to be done with. And I can do French knots. I've done embroidery for years, so I'm all right with French knots. But because it's on a 20 count, they were too big. So I was just going to put a couple of little pin stitches in. And I've obviously not gone back and done that. So I'm still calling it a finish. It's a finished object. So Harvest Tiny Town. Chuffed. It's the first one I've finished. I've started Honey, and I've got Christmas, and have I got Halloween? I don't think I have, but yeah, so I've got some more to do. My next finish is a start and a finish. And I just had this Halloween fit, and I went into my Halloween magazine from Just Cross Stitch, and I picked a few actually, and I printed a few out, but I wanted to do this one. Home is where the broom hangs. Home is where you hang your broom even, but same difference. So I picked it up, and I did it, and I finished it. So again, this is on a Megan Coffee Craft, and this is a 32 count. Yeah, it looks like an even weave. 32 count even weave. And I think I just picked from my stash what I fancied, what colours I fancied. And this, I actually did blended. I just got a darker brown and a lighter brown and just blended it and stitched that. And I think it came out really cute. I'm really, really pleased with it. So I need a little finishing day. So my theory was I was just going to do this into a pillow and just put polyfiber inside it so it's nice and light, and then it can still just hang on the little Halloween tree that I've got me crow hanging from downstairs. So I need a little finishing day where I get me sewing machine out and do some pillow finishes. And they're all my finishes. They're all. I don't suppose it's too bad. I was gonna, if you can remember the last time I had about 7, I was gonna finish it. Yeah, that was never gonna happen, was it? Jem, I know everybody loves you. I know, they do. They do. Right. So, shall we go into new starts or whips? I know whips typically come next. Yes, we'll do whips next and we'll do my new starts at the end. So I did a little bit more on this one, which is my Garden Privé Cat Lovers. And for anybody who hasn't heard already, I'm going to do the cats last because I'm going to do them in colours that of cats that I've had. Just find my board. Two ticks. I need a pin or a couple of pins. They're not in there. Oh. There they are. I've got them. Right. See, I'm getting dead professional now. Professional at lots of things. Professional at YouTube is definitely not one of them. And all I've done more on this one is a little bit more of the flower in the middle motif. So I've started putting some green in. And I still haven't found this thing because I still haven't emptied my caravan. So to see where the thread is, it's something I'm going to have to do. Got some time off work in November. So I'm going to have to go up and do that. But yeah, so that's another little bit more of the motif that I've done. But this is a lovely stitch. This is on, I think it's a 16 count. Just plain white. Ada. I don't know whether it's white or antique white. It's one of those. But something else has had my heart this month, and you'll see what. Because I've got another kind of a mini finish and a mini start to show you when I get there. So that is my Garden Privé. My work stitch is from the Friend Stitch pop-up Halloween retreat. I think it was in August. I haven't got the proper pattern here either. One of these days, you know, there's me saying I'm professional. There it is. I've got it. So this is Amy Bracken Designs, and it's called Moonlight Magic. So, but this is my little work stitch, so I only do it at lunchtimes at work, or if I happen to be on a particularly long, boring call. I won't tell you how often that is, but yeah, they're the threads that were sent as part of the box. So a proper autumn palette with the purple the Halloweeny purple thrown in. And this is as far as I got. So I've done quite a bit more actually. Because I think I only had most of her in this little bit done. So I've started putting all of the rest of the pumpkin in. So it's coming on. Still a way to go. But that's the thing with me work stitches. I don't get very long to stitch on them. And this is on a 28 count flax, which was sent to us in the friend stitch box. So that is that. Rattling through these, mind, didn't I? Don't know why I'm being so quick today. I'm being very efficient. Yeah, she says. Right, where am I going next? Oh, I've got some more finishes. Starts and finishes. Again, I was on this Halloween kick. I just wanted to stitch some smalls. And I've got this to do, which is Hello from Liz Matthews, Quaker Pumpkins, which I really liked. But I wanted to stitch some smalls. So what I did was, I got creative. I say creative. And this is why I need the what do you call it? Me sewing machine out one day. So I took one of these motifs and the little bird, this bird, and I just did them. I did them on, this is brick by Fibre on a Whim. So it's 20 count brick with, I did it with 310. So I was just gonna cut them out, sew them up, put them into little, and separate, they're not, that was why I just did this one. Randomly at the bottom so I could still put it in the hoop and get the tension. Yeah, stitch them, sew them together, put some poly fibre in and just have them as little hanging ornaments on my Halloween tree. So yeah, that is this. That one there, that one, which I think came out really well. And it just goes to show the different look, because it looks entirely different. Just in a different colour. Mad, eh? So I was quite chuffed with myself that I was like, no, I'm just going to have a play. I'm going to be a little bit more creative rather than just doing what the designer. I have got this kitted up actually for the Quaker Pumpkins. This is just a 20 count. Can't remember where I got it from. I got this little needle minder from Don't Step on Your Needle at the Royal Retreat. I think it was the Royal Retreat I went to, which is a little cup. And I thought it was super cute. So yeah, so that is there ready, kitted up to do the actual Quaker Pumpkins. So when I do that, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they look, how different they look when I've done it in the autumn colours of the Quaker Pumpkins. Right, where are we next? Whips. That's where we're whipping. Where we're whipping. And this is another whip that I've got. Another smallish. Actually, this is a new start as well, because I said I wanted to do this, but I didn't think I would get it done this year. And then I don't know what happened. I just wanted to start all the things. So I wanted to do it. I'm going to have to be careful not to show this pattern because half of it's on the back. Boo Cat, I'll just hold it there, by Dirty Annie's. That's what I just fancied. So I thought, no, I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to do it. Because I can. That's why. It's my stitching. And I can do what I want, right? And if I want to do all the starts, I will. Which is great. So I've just started them there. And this is on a 36 count Mirage. Is that Fox and Rabbit? I really don't know. It doesn't say on the label. I'm sorry, I don't know who the dyer is. It's really lovely piece of fabric. Slightly bluer than what it's shown in the camera. But again, I'm just doing this with, I think it's the Cold Fall. No, I don't think I am. I'm doing it with black. It calls for, oh, it's a Week's Dye Works Onyx. And funnily enough, this is a conversion of Week's Dye Works and Gentle Arts to DMC that I found online somewhere, and I just printed it out so that I could have a bit of a gauge. But to be fair, I just eyeballed this and thought I'm just going to do 310, and I think I've picked an orange. Yeah, so I've picked 3853 to go with black. This is all a bit strange, me doing all my own thing. I normally do exactly what the teacher tells us. Now, when I was at school I didn't. But I was a bit wild. But I'm a proper good girl now. I think that laugh probably tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? Yes, yeah, proper good girl. Okay, next whip, and this is another one I couldn't put down. So all the things I said I was going to finish and haven't is because I've been busy stitching on things that I couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go. So this one is a whip bag from Not Enough Whip Bags. It's a vinyl front bag, and this is Hello Fall by Plum Street. And remember last time we talked about how lazy I was and I wanted to stitch Hello Autumn rather than Hello Fall, but I would need to rechart it. Well, I haven't, because I'm lazy. I haven't stitched the Hello Fall yet either, because I'm just not there. So this is, again, if I remember, it is, I'm sure it's Plum Street Pumpkin Sal that Textilly, Laura from Textilly, on Instagram, and another lady called Cindy, and I don't know her Instagram name. It's a sal that they were doing September, October. So, and I just love stitching on it. This is as far as I am. So it's not a huge amount left to do. Oh look. So I've got to fill in that flower at the end there. I've got to fill in this flower. I've got this flower to do, and then this little vine. Is it a vine? I don't know what it is, this green twirly green thing. And just in case I forget, guys, remind me to go back and do his legs, because otherwise we really will have a flying bird. Don't know why I didn't do them. I think what happens is I'm in the middle of doing I'll have like one colour on my needle, and I might have some of that thread left when I've say finished. So I'll jump over and I'll do a little bit somewhere else to use the thread that's up in my needle, and then quite often I don't go back, and then I forget, and then I just stop seeing it. How? Why? Tells you everything you need to know. Bonkers. So, and I'm doing this with all of the called for. Absolutely love this. I've got the threads here, and they're just lovely. It's a really, really lovely. It's all the classic Colourworks. Yeah, really lush. Lush, lush, lush. Oh, Geordie words. I was teaching you canny, wasn't I, last week? So canny is, for anybody who missed me little lesson last week, canny means dead nice, usually. But it's a very versatile word. We use it for lots of different things. So say something is canny big or canny good. So that means like really, like quite big, quite good. And what else was I going to say there? I was going to talk about another Geordie word there. What was it I was saying about being bonkers? Lose my mind, honestly. What was that? For flip's sake. I was going to teach you a new Geordie word. Can't remember. Gone. Gone. Gone, gone, gone. It might come back. Who knows? This is another one that I've worked on. And this is... I love Primitive Hair. So this is Season of the Witch by Primitive Hair. And there's a whole lot of stitching in this. Oh, this was me splattered frog. Yeah, I've just realised. I thought this thing down here was just like a frog that had been like splayed and pinned, you know, like you would see like with rats and mice when they're teaching, what do you call it, biology and stuff like that. And I thought it was a splattered frog. And I had to have Gary from Garon Stitchery enlighten me and tell me it's a scarecrow. So I'm getting on quite well with this. So I've got our skin in. Let's move him out the way. And I have I switched out the thread that was called for, I think it's this one, 524, that I've put in, which I thought worked quite well. And I only switched it out really, it was more of a greyish, and it wasn't showing up on the fabric that I was choosing to use, which is another Megan Coffee Crafts 20 count, which is my go-to, is a 20 count really. But it's just coming on. So I've got a pumpkin in, I've got a skin in, I've got more of a skirt, and you can see there I just kind of ran out of steam a little bit, so I switched down to the brown at the bottom, and then I ran out of steam with the brown, and I switched back down to the black at the bottom, and that's where I am at the moment. I mean, it's Halloween on Tuesday, isn't it? So it's I never said the date, did I? So today is Saturday 28th. So just seeing, I've got a missed call off my dad. probably want to pop round. I've paid for the extra. I've got Sky now, so that I can watch the match. And I've paid for the extra so that he can watch it at the same time as me. And I sent him a message saying he can log in now at the same time as me. So it'll be all around that. The biggest challenge I have in my life, the biggest challenge anybody will ever have in their life, is teaching people who aren't technical stuff. And people at work have that challenge with me, and I have that challenge with me dad. Oh, it's wish me luck. Wish me luck. I will need it. Pray for me. Pray for patience and tolerance. I love me dad, but oh God. Yeah. So this is Season of the Witch. Getting there. I'm not sure if I'll have it done by this Halloween. I'm running out of steam with Halloween now. I think because I got just too excited and wanted to do all the smalls. Oh, and I'm using me thread bling that I got off Megan in me mystery bundle. This is what I do as well. Sometimes if I'm using, I tend not to use thread drops. Can't see the point in taking them out of this to hang it on something else. To then do what with it when I'm finished? Where am I going to hang it then? Because I haven't got like a pip and chips system. I've got two systems. I've got me bobbins, which are down here in the drawers, and all in numerical order. And I've got the DMC chest, and I've got a full set in there in colour order. And I've been looking at the pip and chip system. I look at it all the time, but they're just expensive. So anyway, for the moment, what I do is literally I'll just hang the DMC on here. So at least they're all in one place. Alternatively, I'll have a little notions bag, and I just put them in there, so like they're just on me bobbins. And then I've got a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet. So if I take anything out of me DMC chest, which is like me master copy, me master set, that's it, that's the word, master set, I put it in my spreadsheet so that I've got a log of where everything is, me master set, because sometimes I'll have the same colour missing. I don't know where it is with threads. The same ones tend to be used over and over. Well, they seem to be anyway, because I always seem to be looking for the same ones, and I got sick of hunting. So I thought, I'll try and be a little bit more organised. I will do myself a spreadsheet and we'll see where we'll go. And this one. So this is my mini finish. And my very good start and almost second mini finish. And I just love this. I cannot stop stitching on it. I've stitched on this all week, this week. All week. So this is my patchwork calendar by Owl Forest Embroidery. If you remember, I was on me Comma Chameleon Square, me red, gold and green. I finished it, which I was pleased about, because I was sick of that goddamn song going through my mind. So I finished the second one, and because I couldn't hold me water, I started and have almost finished the third one as well. To say that I'm chuffed with it is an understatement. This is done on Ballet Slippers by Fox and Rabbit, which is a 40 count. And I love it. I absolutely love this. I really do. And I think what's been really lovely is it's obviously sort of patchwork calendar, so it's 12 squares, so January, February, March. So it's funny, here in the UK to have March as like autumny colours, but I don't know if that's what's made it so lovely as well, so that I've been able to do in autumn colours, because the threads are just sublime. The variegation is just lovely, absolutely lovely. Yeah, that didn't happen very well, did it? So that's the one that I'm busy doing and have almost finished and will probably finish today. And I had a sneaky little look yesterday to see what would be next. So I'd either come back over here and do this, which I think is that thread, or I could go underneath and do the blue, which I think might be that one. So either way, and the one in the middle is really pretty as well. It's like a lilac and a green, so that's that one. So they're the three that I've got coming up. Just lovely. Won't stop stitching on it. And I mean, part of the reason of doing Flosstubes was to keep myself accountable, and it does help. I have found that I am much more aware now of what I'm stitching on and try and be a little bit more mindful in what I'm thinking about stitching. And I did have a little bit of a fight with myself this week, because I was thinking, well, I said I was going to finish Nessie Mitchell, and I said I was going to do this, and I said I was going to do that, and I haven't done anything. And then I was like, whoa, hang on a second, Sherry, wind it back. It's your stitching. Stitch what you want. Stitch what makes you happy. And this week, patchwork calendar has made me very, very happy, as you can see. And I do love stitching on it. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this one, and I think it's going to be one of those, like the Enchanted Quaker. When I'm finished, I think I'm going to miss it. There's a long way to go yet, like, and I could well run out of steam, which could be very highly likely. I'll run out of steam long before I get this finished, because it's still going to take some doing. Still got another 3, 6, 9 squares. So yeah, wind your neck in, Sherry. So they were my whips. Whips of the week. And I have got 2 new starts. And of course, we're going from autumn to Halloween into Christmas. So one of my new starts, I showed you last week, not last week, the other week, that I got my advent calendar box from Historical Sampler, and the sale started. Oh, in fact, let's see if I can find the pattern, because it's just been not in there. Where have I put it? Is it in good notes? Trying to find. There it is. The sal. So this part has been released. So I've made a small start, just because I wanted to get it started, because it was meant to start on the 18th. I don't think I started on the 18th, but I did want to make a start on it. So it's a very, very small start that I've got. So this is on a 16 count green Ada that was sent with all the threads, and I'm just using it. I'm not too fussed about. It's not a fabric I would choose, but I'm more than happy to use it. So yeah, very, very, very small start. Which just really, it's more of a token start, as in, yes, I'm looking to Christmas now. And I will go in the next couple of weeks. I'll do a Christmas and a winter sort of whip parade, because I didn't include them when I did me whip parade at the beginning of me Flosstubes. And my second new start again. Oh, and I should have said, sorry, this is in my sorbet bags from Pauline on Instagram with Teresa Koga fabric, and this one is the same Teresa Koga fabric. Oh, I've just seen the print that she's releasing for the Jingle Ball. Oh, it's to die for. To die for. Right, what's going on here? Oh, I haven't even got that pattern either. Oh, I'll have to put that back. So this is Blackbird Home for the Holidays. And when I looked through this to start the pattern the other day, I took a closer look, because I only bought it for one pattern. I bought it for this one, Christmas Garden. And then once I'd never thought, I just sort of like, yeah, that's my Christmas garden. So I went to make some working copies the other day, and I had a look through the rest of the book, and I wanted to show you them, because honestly, the patterns are just, I'm going to have to be careful here, because I don't want to show. I like that one. I'm just trying to be. There's another one. I love this one. I'm going to do this one definitely. And I think one of these on a 40 count will be quite small. I'm not as 46 or 56 count yet. Might try it one day, but not today. And this one, I love this one. Holly and the Ivy. I really like that. And I think they'll be lovely hanging on a tree. And they are, see, even on, says on 32 count, the finished stocking size is 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. So they're quite small even on a 32 count. There's another one, decorating the tree. And it gives you all the finish instructions as well. And this one, and I didn't realise this was in, because I wanted this. I didn't realise it was in here, so I'm chuffed to bits. And it gives you the either, is it French? It looks like French. Either the French or the English chart. 'Tis the season to be jolly. So I really like this. So I'm going to do that as well. So I'm actually chuffed to bits, because all I wanted was the winter garden. And I've ended up with actually patterns that I would have bought separately. So yeah, so just show you again, that's the Christmas garden. And if you want to see finished copies, you go to Carol Saltbox, who's the original gangster of cross stitch, or Brenda, who's another, I'm pretty sure she's definitely a gangster, Brenda. Laura is probably the gang leader, I would imagine. I hope she doesn't mind I've said that. I'm sure she won't. She's got a cracking sense of humour, as our Laura. Right, and that's my start. So I'm doing this on a 32 count cream and sugar by Fibre on a Whim. So I've just started the border. Haven't got very far with it, but I wanted to have a start on it because I said this would start my Christmas stitching once I started this. So that is that. So that, lads and lasses, is all the stitching that I've got to show you for the last 3 weeks. I feel like I've missed something. I always do. I always feel like I've missed something. Oh, I tell you what I didn't show you. I love this needle minder, and that was one that I got from the Crazy Annie's Christmas box that Crazy Annie's did for Christmas in July with, I don't know how many designers, but there was a few designers. It was one of the needle minders that I got on it, which was really lovely. It's really well made, and it's got a really lovely magnet on. It's not too strong, but it's strong enough to hold your needle comfortably. You know how some of them, the little magnets are just tiny, whereas this one's nice and big, but not too strong, so it doesn't bruise all the fabric when you sandwich between. So, well, I'm going to fill me tea up. I'll get some juice, and then I'll be back with giveaways, giveaway winners, giveaway please contact me's, and my gifts. Okay, I've had a refill, iced coffee, minus the ice, coffee, sugar and milk basically. Still lovely. I've spoken to my dad. Apparently I rang him yesterday. I didn't. I sent him a text message. God love him. And the message just gone because I've seen it. So anyway, we're all right. And they're all right. The crinklies, I call them, my parents. The crinklies. They're alright. They're alright. That's a Geordie word. They're alright. They're all right. So another new Geordie word then. So we've done canny and we've done alright. Ben. If you say, oh, she's a canny Ben. Ben just means a kid, a child. She's a canny Ben. She's a lovely kid. So that's a proper Geordie word. And I did go to my Northeast retreat. No, I didn't go to the retreat at all. I went to the Northeast Stitchy Meet, which was 2 weeks ago. You see, I was meant to be back last weekend, but I wasn't very well. So yeah, I never got it. So I'm a week late, but hey ho. Real life. This is real life, guys. So I went to the Stitchy meetup. If anybody is in the northeast of England or even southeast Scotland, maybe anybody in the Newcastle upon Tyne vicinity wants to go to we meet up once a month, and one of the girls and her sister, another lady called Nadine. So Lindsay, Tracy and Nadine basically organise it, and they're fab. So it was really lovely. Oh, I've got a picture actually. Shall I show you? I don't think I can insert pictures. If so, I will insert it here. If this is still, that's a watercolour I actually did of my daughter. But hopefully there'll be a picture there, but I'm not convinced that I'll manage to get that technical. This is a picture of the Stitchy meet and all the ladies there. And yes, this is Sarah. In the middle, Sarah and Josie and Tracy. So it's cool. I had a really lovely day with them. That was that. I wasn't expecting to go into that, but there you go. What else? Giveaway. Kirsty. Oh gosh. Kirsty Cayley. And I will put the name along the bottom here. Won the leaf bag from that Pauline very kindly from Sorbet Bags, sent as a giveaway. And she hasn't contacted me. Kirsty, if you can get in touch with me, please. justsosherry@gmail.com or justsosherry on Instagram, to give me your address and I'll be able to send it out to you. If I haven't heard from her by the next Flosstube, which will be in 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be in 3 weeks, because in 2 weeks' time I'll be at a retreat. I'll redo the draw. So Kirsty, if you can get in touch with me, please, and we'll get that sent out to you. And last week we had the £2,000 giveaway. Wouldn't that be nice? I wouldn't be giving it if I had £2,000. Oh God, imagine how much stitching stuff I could get with that. That would be. I wouldn't be worrying about Pip and Chip. I'd be getting. That would be me. It would be my first purchase. So, 2,000 subscriber giveaway last week. So again, I will put the names along the bottom now that I know how to do it. But for the moment, I will show you on my phone. So the first one was The Scarecrow by Cottage Garden Samplings, sorry. And the winner for that was Mary Bergman. So Mary, if you can get in touch with me. And yeah, so that was the Scarecrow for you, Mary. Well done. The second one was for the Gardener, which again was another Cottage Garden Samplings one. And this one, and she won the last giveaway as well. So Mrs. Stitches, whose address I already have because she has actually won one before. So yeah, you've got another one. Mrs. Stitches, well done. I don't know her. I mean, I feel like I do now, but yeah. It was funny. So me, Sarah, she had a one as well where one lady won 2 weeks running, or two giveaways running. So yeah, just goes to show, I suppose. Okay, the Heartstring Samplery Sunday Stitches thread drop with, it has actually, I've never mentioned this, but it's got a needle minder in there as well, which is quite cool. Was won by Roz Clark Craft. So Roz, remember these are the names as they show up when I do the draw. So Roz, if you can get in touch with me, I can get that on its way to you. The third one was the bookmark kit, the Best Friends kit, and the card bauble kit from Tiny Modernist, which was won by Kathy. And that's all it says, Kathy. So Kathy, if you can let me know what your address is and I'll get it sent out to you. And 3, 4, yeah, so this is the fifth one. Yep. And that was the So Much to Love with a little mouse. I love her. I just think she's dead canny. See, she's a canny bairn, isn't she? And the Ladybird and the Bumblebee was Wendy Hayes. So Wendy, if you can get in touch with me and I'll get them out to you. And the last one was the Flosstube, the Halloween thread drops with the thread bling on, and the ghost needle minder. So we said ghost for that, and that was won by Jean Johnson. So Jean, if you can get in touch with me and give me your address, and I'll get them sent off to you all. Okay, so that is that. Gifts. Let's see what I got. I don't feel like I got very much, but it's because I didn't spend very much. I actually got quite a lot, but the previous buys. So I joined the Halloween, the 13 Days of Christmas Halloween. Yeah, 13 Days of Halloween even. Yeah. For both Patchwork Rabbit and Megan Coffee Craft fabrics. Massive spoiler. We're not out of the 13 Days of Halloween. Guess who opened all of them? The second day of Halloween, which was the 20th, I think. Yeah. So if you're in Megan Coffee Craft or Patchwork Rabbit Halloween and you don't want to see what was in them, because I don't know what was for what day, you needed to turn off now, because I thought, well, I could wait until after Halloween, but it'll seem like forever away, so I thought I'm just going to show you what I got off them both. So Patchwork Rabbit, and so from Megan Coffee Crafts I got some charms. Now I did a bit of a blunder. She invoiced me and I didn't realise I hadn't sent it, so I sent the money over. Anyway, she very kindly got in touch and said, you've actually paid twice. So I just ended up with like a bumper edition, because I thought, well, I've already paid it now anyway. So I have paid for it a while ago, so this isn't new money spent, it's just that it's come in now, that's all. So I got some charms, some little pumpkin charms, a little skeleton key, literally skeleton key charm. There was a needle minder and a spooky girl needle minder, and I like this, well, I like them all, but I really like this one. A little green pumpkin needle minder. There was those. There was some home dyed over threads, 5 yards of like a orangey yellowy colour, which was pretty. Got some floss drops, so some more Halloweeny floss drops. You can see I tend not to use these, so these are the sort of things that I'll keep for giveaways, because I tend not to use them myself anyway. Some more little charms, a tiny little skeleton, a little bat, oh, little bat, and witches. There was 2 little needle minder, I say needle minder, 2 little tins. So I've got quite a few of these now, so again I'll use some of these as giveaways in the future. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, because we've got giveaways to come. I got a sulky thread, and I'm sure I talked about it a few Flosstubes ago. Mama Flossabilities did, she's doing a long dog, and I'm sure this is the colour she's doing it with, and it's stunning. So this is, I think it's a 12 weight, and I've chucked it about. Yeah, sulky 12 weight, cotton petite. I'm sure that is. I got 2 scissors. Again, this is because I got double of everything. I like a bumper pack, if you like. So 2 pairs of scissors, which is really lovely. And some more thread rings. I do use the thread rings, I just tend not to use the thread drops, but obviously you can only they've all each got a charm on, so they're all cute, 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 cute. And I got some fabric. Oh, and I got another Classic Colourworks Anti-D, it's called. I really like it as well, really love that. And I've got an Anti-Dina, so that could be Anti-D. She's a proper Geordie. If you've ever watched Benidorm, she's like, is it Madge off Benidorm? she's wild, me Anti-Dina. I mean, she's in her 80s and she's still rocking. And I mean rocking. Her and me mother, when they get together and have a couple. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, hilarious. So, and I got some fabric off her as well. All 20 count, which I say, that's my sweet spot. So some purples and blues. I got a yellow, which would be a really pretty spring, and another like a grey, which is my colour, definitely. So that was what I got from Megan. The ones I got from Patchwork Rabbit, a piece of fabric. Now I think it's probably a 32. It's quite a tight weave though. So I think it's a week's. I think it's Havana. I think that's what it is. I could be wrong though. It hasn't got a label on. Doesn't tell me what it is. And basically, we got a pattern, and each different days were the threads. So there's Classic Colourworks, Old Blue Jeans, Mistletoe, there's a Gentle Arts, Carrot, Antique Lace, Blacksmith Blue, which I really like, and Golden Star. But I'm all about the blues, I always am. And there was a DMC. And surprisingly enough, they're all the threads that you need for the pattern. And some finishing chenille, Smash and Jack from Dames of the Needle from the Cauldron. It's quite small, so that's going to be, maybe it's better off stitching it in. I'm a gluer because I'm lazy. And a really lovely counting pin, a little pumpkin. I love this. I really do love this. So that was what I got from Patchwork Rabbit. And I did buy a couple, oh no, I'm lying. And there was a thread bling from Patchwork Rabbit as well, which is is that the same as the pattern? Yeah. So, same as the pattern. So that was pretty cool. I also, when I ordered it 6 months ago, easy, from Patchwork Rabbit, I also ordered a pattern, and I didn't really, well, actually no, it was just me being a bit dense, which isn't new, but I'd bought a pattern, and they said, oh, if you, because you've checked out with the Halloween, 13 days of Halloween, you won't get it until the 13 days of Halloween. It'll all go out together, unless you want it separately. And I just says, oh, it's fine. And I thought, well, it means I've got something to look forward to. So that arrived as well. So it was the Salem Sisters Apothecary, which I really like as well. I do love Halloween stitching. I do. And you'll see, even though we're nearly over Halloween, I'm still buying Halloween patterns. And I got this one. This was Mama Loves You GB, Michelle. There was I can't remember, I'm sure there was a discount. I can't remember what it was. But there was a discount anyway for Ruthie Taylor's crow's feet stitching. So I got this October Runes, and yeah, I'm going to show you this because this is Whitby Abbey, Yorkshire, and that's where Bram Stoker got his inspiration for Dracula from. And Whitby isn't far away from us. It's a big sort of seaside town. I've been there on a few holidays. So I really like that. And I think, I don't know who doesn't like Bram Stoker. I do love Bram Stoker. Mary Shelley, Edgar Allan Poe. I'm dark. And a lady who's definitely not dark. But it's a pretty new designer. It's Chris the Camp and Stitcher. Toil and Trouble, and I really like this. So this will get made into a small for me Halloweeny tree. And was there another one? Yes, there was. 24 and 24. We'll talk about that next time, but this is going to be one of me 24 and 24, I think. Oh, this was what gave me some of the inspiration. So this is Welcome Winter. And I got this from Etsy. Serenita de Campagna. It's really lovely. In a nutshell, I'm looking at doing some seasonal stuff for part of me 24 and 24. So obviously I've got 4 seasons. So yeah, so Welcome Winter was partially why I got that. Anything else? No, I think we're coming to the end. I think we are coming to the end. The end is nigh. Right, what am I going to do today then? Well, stitching is what I'm going to do after this. I'm going to go, surprise, pick up my patchwork calendar and finish that square. That's what's getting done first. Not next weekend, but the weekend after, as I've already alluded to. I am at a retreat in Retford, and unfortunately Retford is one of the places that was flooded quite badly on Storm Babbitt. So I think the retreat's going ahead. I haven't heard anything otherwise, but we will see. So yeah, I'm doing that the 11th and 12th of November. God, I can't believe that's only like 2 weeks away. I didn't realise how close it was. And then on the 17th, on the Friday, I'm going to the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show. And I've been quite good. The only things I've bought have been those 2 or 3 patterns from Etsy. So I have been quite good. So I'll have some pennies to see there. And I was watching Lindsay from Blush and Pink Stitches, and she went to the one that's down south. Can't even remember where it was. Londonish somewhere, I don't know. Anything south of the Tyne, south to me. Yes, I'm going to do some stitching this afternoon. Newcastle's playing Wolves, I think it is, at 5:30 today. Is it Wolves? I need to... Yes, Wolves, 5:30 today. So I will be watching that because that's on Sky. And that'll be me. So a final thought from me from today. In a world where you can be anything, please be kind. Bye for now.